Okay. Eliz, thanks for that. We had an audio problem, and you were the first one to mention it. So welcome, Eliz. I appreciate that. Anyone else that's participating, be sure and drop your name in. Hopefully at this point you're getting the audio really well. Eliz is like my guardian angel. You know, she's making sure that the message gets out there. And actually, later this afternoon, I have an interview with Eliz. So my guess is that she's joining in now just to make sure that the equipment's working properly so that it works for her this afternoon. But no, I appreciate that. Thank you. And thank you for being here. Today, what we're talking about is we're bringing this is the fourth in a series of 4 sessions to bring everything together. And so this is where we're making it happen. Thank you so much, Eliz. Love having you here. Rita, welcome. I'd love to know where you're listening from, Rita. Welcome. We always like to know who's here and where you're coming in from. So what we're going to do is I want to give a brief recap of the first 3 sessions, but then I want to bring it together because what I'm going to share with you today is going to show you how to apply it. It's going to show you how to use what we've been talking about to get unstuck, to gain clarity, to be able to make decisions and to be able to move forward. You'll be building accountability in your life. You'll be building accountability in your organization, and you'll be able to get on the trajectory that you are working to get on. And that's what we're going to accomplish today. So I'm going to jump in, and at the very beginning, you know, I always start off with what is accountability? What is accountability? And we have to have that foundation. Simply, accountability is keeping your commitments to people. Accountability is keeping your commitments to people. Remember, we are responsible for things, but we are accountable to people. That's what it's all about. It's critical that we know the difference because responsibility and accountability are 2 different things. If it's accountability, there are people involved, there are relationships involved. Accountability really goes towards those relationships, helping others be the best they can be by us first choosing to be accountable to them and then inspiring accountability in their lives. So if accountability is keeping our commitments to people, what is a commitment? What is a commitment? And a commitment simply is no matter what. It's no matter what. If we say it, we're going to do it. If it's a tactical commitment and if it's a relational commitment, it means that no matter what, we are going to be there for those people in our life, whether they are personal relationships or whether they are professional relationships. All right, so that we know now what that commitment is. So we've been talking about the 3 big questions. And the 3 big questions are, what do you believe? What do you believe? What do you believe about yourself? What do you believe about the world around you? What do you believe about the people in your life, in your organization? It's critical that we have that foundation. What are your values, which are an outward expression of those beliefs? What is it that is your unique purpose as expressed in the service of others? And what is your mission, which is your unique purpose in action? And that brings clarity to our lives. We also pose the big question, what do you focus on? Do you focus on those things that you can't control, which lead to fear, excuses, and really bogging us down? Or do you focus on what you can control so you can make decisions and move forward? And the third big question, what do you commit to? And we talked about those 10 relational commitments that build accountability in our life and create that environment that helps others to want to be accountable also. So we have those 3 big questions, but now how do we put it all together? What does this journey look like? And I think it's important to understand the journey because we're all on this journey. We're at different places and we move around sometimes. So having the clarity of knowing where you are on that journey is going to help you decide what you need to be focusing on and implementing in your life. So let's look at what the pivot journey really is. And to do that, we're going to go to the whiteboard. All right. So this is what I want to spend just a little bit of time here. And what I do want to talk about is the pivot journey. The pivot journey. And this is what we've drawn here is the pivot journey. And the starting point for the pivot journey is principled and seeking. And that's where we're starting. That's right there. That's the starting point, principled and seeking. And what we get to down here when we've gone through this journey is strong and resolute. Strong and resolute. Okay, so principled and seeking, strong and resolute. This is important. Now, the question is, what are the steps on that path to that journey? Because if we know what the steps are, then we can figure out where we are on there. So the first is grounded. The first one is grounded. And this grounded is where we're discovering what is the source of our beliefs? What are our beliefs? How do we see the world? How do we see people? What is it that we truly believe at our very core? And this is critical that we understand this, because if we don't have a consistency in that, then we make decisions differently every time. So the first step is grounded. The next is non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. And so at this point, have we taken those core beliefs and turned them into a set of values? And by definition, values must be non-negotiable. If we're willing to make our values situational based on what's happening that day, then they're not really our values. So, do we have a clear set of values and a values narrative that's written, that's non-negotiable, that we know how to step out? That's the second step in the journey. The next one is purposeful. Purposeful. Now, purposeful means this. We all have a unique purpose, and that purpose is what brings us fulfillment. Many times someone will say, well, are you happy? You know, happiness is sort of a construct. Happiness many times is defined by the people around us. Oh, eat this food, you'll be happy. Buy those Nike shoes, you'll be happy. Get a new Lululemon outfit, you'll be happy. Buy a new car, you'll be happy. Live in this neighborhood, you'll be happy. Well, that construct is put on us by other people. Fulfillment and joy in life comes when we are aligned with our unique purpose, which is always going to be expressed in the service of others. Don't confuse purpose with goals. You might have a goal to earn a certain amount of money, to be able to afford a certain type of home, to live a certain lifestyle. Those are great to have goals, but that's not your purpose. And until we discover our purpose, then we don't have the ability to make sure that we're aligning our actions with our purpose and reaching that fulfillment. I think about somebody that you've known in your life that just, they always seem to be coming up short emotionally. Their bucket seems to be empty. They're not reaching fulfillment. Maybe they're retiring from their professional job and they don't know what to do. And that's because they're not connected with what their unique purpose is. Once we discover this unique purpose, then what happens is it supercharges everything that we do. And it's not that we aren't successful in business. We can be very successful in business. But if we're not connected to the unique purpose, we're not going to discover the fulfillment that we really need in our lives to give us the joy that it is that's going to enrich our souls. So purposeful is the next step. After that, it is mindful. Mindful. Now, mindful, what that's all about is that's being able to be aware of what it is that we're focused on. And I look at that in two areas. Number one, This thing is dancing around on me. Number one is, are we focused on what we can't control versus what we can control? And we've talked about that. And then the other side of being mindful and focus is, in any given situation, in any given moment, are we aware of our choice points, those points where we can react and where our reaction will reinforce a characteristic that we believe is valuable, or it won't. And so, like patience, and when someone zips you around you on the street, and they cut you off, do you react with patience, or do you kind of lose it in that moment? So this is mindful. When we're mindful, when we are in control of where we focus, and we know how to react in given circumstances when things are happening to us, then what happens is we gain greater control, and we're able to direct the direction that we're moving in. And the last step, well, you know where I'm going to go now. It's accountable. It's so critical that we build accountability by understanding what the 10 relational commitments are that define accountability, and then bringing those relationships into our life. And so whether we're living those relationships with our family and loved ones, whether they're with our friends, whether they're with people at work in a professional setting, this is what's going to truly bring everything together and help us to step out this accountable life. This is the pivot journey. Okay. Before we go on any further, are there any questions, comments, or thoughts? This is always a great time to get them out there, and love to be able to address any of that for anyone. If you have any questions on the content, or the original content on the first big question, what do you believe? The second big question, what do you focus on? The third big question, what do you commit to? Anything in that arena with regards to yourself or how to step it out in the professional arena, feel free to add those questions to the comments and we will get to them. Now, what I would like to do is share with you, I want to share with you what we're going to be doing, in the Pivot course, because Pivot course is now open and available. Pivot actually starts this coming Sunday. That's when our big kickoff is. So we're kicking off on Sunday. Now is the time to register. Registration closes Saturday evening at midnight. Then it's done. And everyone that's registered will be starting in the course on Sunday. The course is going to be a combination of both online videos and workbooks. We have 6 powerful modules that are going to step you through the pivot journey. And you may discover a few bonuses along the way. I'm not going to tip my hand now, but just there's always something extra in there. And each time we offer Pivot, we always like to find and discover new bonus modules that are going to help you grow even further. So that's the basic element of the course. And then we layer on top of that, we have live weekly Q&A sessions, and then we have live deep dive sessions. And on both of these, I'm with you. We're talking about what it is that's in the course, and I'm helping you step it out. When you're done with the Pivot course, you will have a thorough understanding of what the source is for you, what it is that you believe. You will be able to turn those core beliefs into a written narrative of non-negotiable core values. And let me tell you, when you have that down in writing, and when you can see that in the morning before you start your day, you know exactly how to go about your day. I'm going to step you through my unique process for discovering your unique purpose. And you will have a unique purpose statement. And I'm also going to take you through the process to discover your mission. Remember, your mission is your purpose in action. And when you have that in writing, along with your unique purpose, along with your non-negotiables, you are armed and you are ready to get unstuck, be able to make better decisions, be able to make quicker decisions, and be able to move yourself forward. So all of that is in Pivot. The videos, the workbooks, the live Q&As with me, the deep dive sessions with me. You'll be taking the course along with other students that you will connect to. You'll be able to share with each other and help each other along the journey. It's a wonderful community to be a part of. And we do it all in just 8 weeks. Okay, so I do get asked questions about this, and I want to share just a little bit. One of the questions is the Pivot course just what's in my books? And absolutely not. I do write about all of this. It is important, but we go so much deeper. The key is I'm stepping you through the application. Listen, I don't know about you, but I've read a lot of books that I thought were really powerful, and I never put it into action. And so if you're in the Pivot course, you're there with me. I'm stepping you through this process. I'm helping you not only learn what you need to learn to be able to step this out, but I'm helping you apply it. I'm critiquing what you're doing. We're discussing it together. And my goal is to help you step through so that when you come out the other end, that you have that clarity that you're looking for so you can be unstuck and you can be moving forward, not only in your life, but in your business. So that's where we go with that. The second question, how much time is required? Okay. My goal is to give you less than an hour of content per week. Less than an hour of content per week. And that content can be consumed at your pace. And even the Q&A sessions are recorded. And that you can watch later. The only thing that's not recorded are the live deep dive sessions. And you need to be there because we're going to be discussing your work. We're going to be giving you feedback and helping you step through as you create your non-negotiable core values, your unique purpose, your mission, and have the narratives in writing for that. Let's see. This is the answer to the well-intentioned nightstand book pile. Yeah, all right, Liz, you always seem to hit at the core of things. I get one of those too. We get these, and you and I have a mutual friend. I'll give him his initials, MD, who's always reading books and recommending books. I can buy them faster than I can read them. And so this is the opportunity to take what it is that I've written and put it into action. That's exactly right. Okay, let's see. One other question that I had come in. Can I sign up later? Here's the deal. We're starting Sunday. We are starting Sunday. And so we have registration open now through Saturday night, midnight. That's it. Once the clock strikes midnight, Cinderella's going home. And so because I want you in from the beginning, I don't want you coming in late. I don't want you trying to play catch up. And so here's the thing. If this is something you're just looking to try and kick the tires, it's probably not a good fit. And that's okay. And maybe the timing's not right. But if you're really looking to get unstuck, if you're looking to gain clarity on what it is that your non-negotiables are, which I consider those the how, and have clarity and have in writing your unique purpose, which is the why, and be able to put that into action through your mission, which is the what, then now is the time to do this. And so right now you have the opportunity, and I want you with me. And the place to go is pivotmylife.com. And actually, you want to know something? This slide was made incorrectly. I am going to fix it.
I don't understand.
And Siri is talking to me. I love that when that happens.
Search the web, Fred.
There we go. All right. It's mypivotlife.com. And when you go to My Pivot Life, you will see all the information that you need to answer questions around the course and make a decision. And now I'd love you to decide to be with me. I'd love to have you in the course. The reviews from last time we ran the course are on the site at mypivotlife.com. Go check them out. If you want to do this with your spouse, and we have had people do this as couples, and it's so incredibly powerful, then all you have to do is one of you sign up and then send us an email that you signed up and your spouse is interested, and we'll send you a special code so that you can enroll your spouse at 50% off. 50% off the regular price. So this is an opportunity to take this journey with your spouse to be able to not only discover your core values, but see where your values align, your unique purpose, and see where your unique purposes connect and align, and look at your missions. And it can be a powerful experience for a couple as well as for an individual. All right. Eliz, thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate you being here today. A lot of you see this not in live, but in a recording. And so it's interesting because last week we had a lot of people that were live who were able to make it. This week, a lot of people told me they would be watching the recording. If you have any additional questions, put them in the comments. Even if you're watching it as a recording on YouTube, LinkedIn, or Facebook, I'll monitor and get back and answer any of those questions that you may have. And if you want to send a direct email, you can always do that at info@samsilverstein.com. info@samsilverstein.com. Look, here's the situation. The timing for everybody is different. What your needs are in your life right now may be different from someone else. But if you're looking to gain clarity, if you're looking to position yourself to be able to feel like you're unstuck, making decisions consistently, making better decisions, making decisions faster, and being able to move forward, building accountability in your life, or as a leader, you want to build accountability in your organization, then you're going to discover that Pivot is for you. I appreciate you being with me today. If you have not seen the first 3 modules of this course where we went deep into the 3 big questions, I encourage you to go back and see those and get that content and put it into action. I would love to have you in the Pivot course. And if you have questions, reach out to me. Thanks again for being here today. Have a wonderful afternoon. I'll see you at Pivot.